Alright guys, you're listening to the Sabotage Show, and I am your saboteur, the moderately annoyed Canadian here. And today I kind of want to do a bit of a tech episode. Now, as many of you may know, there are two major powers when it comes to the mobile market. One of which being, of course, Android, and the other being iOS, which is Apple. And they've kind of saturated the market in the sense that you look at it as, am I an Apple user or am I an Android user? Do I prefer the Google look or the iOS, the iPhone, the iPad, the iMac? And really what it's come down to, it's kind of gotten to the point now where it's like, well, you know, there are other options on the market. There's not many. There is BlackBerry and, of course, Microsoft Windows Phone 8. The two only builders for the Windows Phone 8 that I know of is Nokia and HTC. Now, I myself, holding in front of me right now, I don't know if you can see that. That's my old Android Samsung Galaxy S. And also in my hand here, which I will show you, is my iPhone 4S. Now, I have used the, previously I have used iPhone 3s, and also BlackBerry. I had the BlackBerry, I believe it was the BlackBerry Bold, or the BlackBerry Pearl, that's what it was, when that one first came out. And that was actually one of the very first of the, in my opinion, of the smartphones on the market. It kind of gave you options to really kind of download apps and, you know, Facebook, things like that. At the time, I don't think there was a Twitter. YouTube was available, but it wasn't really at its peak, so not everybody was kind of, it wasn't sought after kind of like it is now. It's kind of one of those top 5 apps, and I'll get to that later, that everybody seems to have. So yeah, anyway, I did have a BlackBerry for a long time, actually. That was one of my longest lasting phones that I had, because at the time, I'm a big tech guy, so I've kind of always kept up to date with my technologies and my smartphones and everything like that, and my computers and desktops and everything like that. But basically what I want to talk about was the saturated market with the iOS and the excuse me, Android is really taken away from a lot of the other options that are out there. So like I said, I was using my iPhone 4S most recently anyway, and so finally it came to the point where I had to get a new phone. Apparently there was water damage in this thing, creating some issues with my volume, calls dropping out literally, and I decided, okay, well, I need to get a new phone. And I have pretty much tried every phone market, any company out there. I've tried every operating system, basically everything. But one thing I haven't tried was the Windows 8 phone. And so, of course, when I was told about it, I was kind of hesitant. I have heard a little bit about it, but let's face facts here, Microsoft has kind of a long history of issues with their mobile devices and operating systems and so forth, dating back to as far as, you know, Windows, we'll say 98, even though even before that there were issues, but it was still kind of in its infant stage with 95 and Windows 3.0, just, you know, so I'm talking 98, we'll start there. So of course there's history with this, with Microsoft and their operating system issues and just, you know, the blue screen of death. But at the same time, I do build computers, and I have a pretty good understanding of how they work and how hardware and software work, and I really do enjoy it. So I figured, you know what, I have worked with Androids before, so I have a rough idea of what it's like to work with phones that aren't just simplified for the market that isn't looking for something that's going to be too difficult to use. In other words, an Apple. People like Apples. So I was looking at this phone, this Microsoft Windows 8 phone. I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, Nokia makes the flagship phone. HTC makes one of the other ones. And I'm thinking, okay, well, this is definitely an option. I'm going to give it a try. I've never been stumped by a phone before that I couldn't figure out. Like a lot of people, they want simple, like I said. So I went out and I got my new phone. Right here. Okay, so this is Windows Phone 8. You know, I gotta say, fucking love this phone. Though it doesn't run like it, for many of you that are thinking, okay, this is going to be a lot like the Windows 8 operating system. I'll get a little closer there. It is nothing like that. It does use the same tab styles, but it's really nothing like it. It's a separate entity altogether. A lot of people, there's a misconception that, with Windows 8, you're going to get Windows 8 on your phone. It's going to be identical. You're going to have the same kind of issues, and a lot of people don't like that. But when they did create Windows 8, they were basing it off of this. This is kind of what's popular right now. The whole tab style, easy to navigate and all that. But of course, with Windows' bad name, everybody kind of strayed away from this phone and other companies' phones with it. But I gotta say, this phone is pretty fucking awesome. I mean, it does lack in the App Store. Has improved even since I've gotten the phone, and I've only had it for about maybe a week and a half. But there are things that are constantly being upgraded in there. But I'm kind of getting the suspicion that Microsoft, much like they've been known to do in the past, is give up on the iOS on this, or sort of the operating system on the phone, because Microsoft will struggle with something, and instead of trying to improve upon it, they quickly release a new OS. Windows 98 had issues, so what did? They released Windows SE. Windows 2000 came out, then they released Windows 2000 ME, then XP, then Vista, then 7, now 8. 8.1's on its way out right now. I'm currently using 8.1. But anyway, my point being with this whole tech kind of episode, this is just kind of an intro thing. I don't even know if I'm going to post this. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But I just wanted to say, for anybody out there that is using an iPhone or using an Android or a BlackBerry, and your contract's up, or you're just interested in maybe possibly getting a new phone, definitely, you know what, I recommend this. It's very easy to use. It has some really great features, especially with the Nokia Lumia 920, this one here. The camera on this thing is amazing. They say it's in comparison with the iPhone 5, which is the pretty much the flagship when it comes to camera apps right now on the market. But this thing here, in my opinion, takes the nicest pictures I've seen on a phone ever. So if that's something you're into, if you're into taking pictures of your food while you're at a restaurant, I guess. If you're just one of those people like me, just like take a picture, any moment's notice, post it on Facebook. It could be a dumb fucking picture. It's fun, and they turn out great. It would almost be a waste to take a stupid picture like that, but I'm still going to continue to do that, because this thing does take amazing pictures. It is 8.2 megapixels, I believe it is, this camera, and a lot of phones out there and a lot of point-and-shoot cameras, they often say that, but this thing, you'll notice the difference right away. The clarity in these pictures and some of the software that they use. This is definitely, when it comes to its camera, the software, you definitely utilize your cores, like your processor cores on this thing. Like you can see where they put the hardware into. And Nokia makes a strong phone, so you know, as long as you're not throwing it out a window or flushing it down the toilet or dropping it in a puddle and then walking in it or on it, then you're pretty much good to go. Just get a good case, and then this thing's going to be tough. But definitely, recommendation from me, the moderately annoyed Canadian. This fucking phone is the balls, okay? Yeah, you heard it from me. Alright guys, thanks a lot for watching.